Hi, welcome to the small shed. This Saturday we're saying bye bye Bella. See you in a minute. Now I'm saying bye bye, I'm hoping it's out of Viderci. This is going to be a strange video. It's strange for me. It will probably be a bit disjointed, and that's because it's just a series of observations and or problems that I've had in the last fortnight sorting Bella out, and I think in many ways it's a cathartic sort of an experience for me. This thing has been going on for effectively 14 years, and there was no real reason why it should be in that state. The car came in with nothing wrong with it apart from a little bit of bodywork needed and a new alternator. And as I mentioned before, as time's gone on, the longer it's gone on, the worse it's got. The worse it's got, the less I've been wanting to deal with it. But there have been a series of strange things happening while I've been sorting it out and trying to get it moved that are causing me to sort of understand perhaps why a lot of this has gone on, and it's something I hadn't even noticed at the time and haven't even come to terms with since perhaps. So let's go out and have a look. I've made one or two attempts during the last couple of weeks to just see what I could do to get it ready to move. Right, so the situation inside is that it wants a good clean and a little bit of a look at the trim, but most of it is, I mean, it's leather, so it should come up okay. Just pushed the clutch down and it's hit the floor, so that's no doubt stuck on. And we've released the bonnet catch. We'll go and see if we can get to the battery. Problem with the paint. You wouldn't think it was a difficult thing to get a car moved. There are enough companies around. I did get some quotes online from a site online that was guaranteed to get you lots of quotes. And I got some quotes through, and they surprised me with how little they were, to be quite honest. Something I've never had to do before. But I did think, you know, everyone's telling us to buy local and go local. So I looked up a couple of local companies. One of them is probably within half a mile of where I live. Quite a big outfit. So I popped round to see them, and of course the gates were shut and it said COVID, we're not letting anyone near, so okay. So I rang them up, and after the phone rang for about 10 minutes, somebody answered who didn't seem that bothered about answering the phone anyway. And I explained what I wanted. Yeah, we can do that. I've got a rough idea on price. I'll come back to you. 2 weeks later, I'd never heard anything from them. So some firms don't seem to want business, even if they are local. I've asked 2 or 3 companies through their websites. They've got a contact us, and you contact them and nothing happens, nothing ever comes back. And all this takes time, you know. Now in all of this, as I've said, I've not been able to quite understand why it's been such a problem to me. And I pulled the tax disc off the dashboard when I was in the car, and it said, you know, expires, I think it was August '06. Thought nothing more about it. And then something was said about it would have been my dad's 111th birthday if he was still alive, somebody said, or something. And I thought, no, that's not right. He was born 1911, so he'd be 110. Then I went and checked it up just to make 100% sure, which was right. And then I had to notice something. On the family tree where I was looking it up, it started to come back, and then things started to add up as to why I've got all these problems, if you like, with the car. My mum died in 2006. Now, at that time I was working over in Leicester, so I was getting up in the morning at 6 o'clock, going off to Leicester, be at my desk at 8 o'clock because you avoid the traffic that way, leave about 6, get home about 6:30. It's a 130-mile round trip every day. Mum had been in a home for a couple of years, and that had caused a certain amount of stress, if you like. There was the stress of having a job that, well, I was getting good money and I was getting paid for what I was taking by way of stress, but that was a fairly stressful job as well. And it's just dawned on me that this is where a lot of these problems have stemmed from. My work balance at that time to life balance was just absolutely rubbish. I was never at home. I was stressed out all the while at work, and I'd got all this other stuff going on with, you know, mum in a home and hospital and care homes and all sorts of things like that. And so I think that pretty much during that time I was almost on autopilot. There have been several things I've come to do on that car, but I just can't remember anything about. I can't even remember getting into the boot in the back end where the engine is to check the oil or anything. I can't remember I don't know how to open the bonnet. There's an alarm in there that was a slightly annoying thing that I didn't think anything about, but I did wonder whether it might need to be taken out of the car because it wasn't, you know, it was getting on perhaps. And I've just found a receipt for it being fitted in 2005. I can't remember having it done. I found a set of spanners in the car, nice posh set of spanners. I can't remember buying them, I can't remember having them. So it just shows that sometimes in our lives, if you think things get out of balance, you can actually be almost living on autopilot and completely missing the important things in life, family and friends and all the other things. As it happens, it's given me a very nice retirement lifestyle, if you like, but it's sure as hell took its toll. Strange, but at least I think it's beginning to explain some of the things that have got in my head about this car and as to why it's such an odd thing and not working like anything else that I've got. So, 4th of February is pretty much the worst day I've had with this saga. I got the transport laid on. It's going to arrive at 3:30. Then the guy started getting messages to me about delayed weather and all that lot, and then it came to the point where it was going to be 5:30, and I mentioned to him the fact that there wasn't going to be anybody to pick the car up or help him get it off at 6 o'clock, so it's been called off. So I've got to rearrange, hopefully for another day. But having got so wound up to get this thing sorted or on its way, it's just not a good day. I've got all the maps showing them where to go, keys and everything sorted. The car's all uncovered. I've got to go and cover it back up again now. So, highs and lows of owning cars and things. still onward and upward, we'll get over it, I'm sure. The roller coaster continues. It's 9 o'clock at night on the Thursday that this was all due to happen. Just had a phone call from any van that we're going to be delivering it today before the cock-ups, and they're going to come out tomorrow morning and take it up, so fingers crossed. It may not be as bad as I thought it was. Sometimes things do go right. Right, it's Friday night. I've been working on the bus most of the day, but at long last Bella has gone off to her new temporary home. We'll be spending the first night in 14 or 15 years under cover, and hopefully we'll be loved. It's been a strange week of ups and downs. Been a nightmare at times, but getting something moving at long last has lifted a huge weight from my shoulders effectively, and I've already found out that they've started to have a look at it and given it a quick appraisal. There are a couple of major problems that I didn't know about that are going to have to be dealt with. The inner and outer sills have gone, which are basically the main structure underneath the doors, which are fundamental to holding the thing together effectively. And as Jerry says, they go on MR2, so it's something that happens with time. It's going to have to be dealt with. The problem with that is, of course, that it means the body kit is going to have to come off it in a lot of places. Again, it doesn't seem to be a problem, but the one thing that I've got from all of this is finding somebody who tells me what the problem is, but then offers me a solution. I'd got a whole load of things I knew were problems, but I'd got no solutions. And I've found that person, and I know it's going to cost money. I know it's going to cost me in the pocket, but quite honestly I don't care at this point. The problem has ceased to be mine, other than paying for it, and that is a huge weight off my mind. And it means that sooner or later it is going to come back, and it will be right, and I can use it. And I don't have to walk past it like I have for the last 10 years or more, watching it slowly deteriorate. So yeah, I know there are lots of problems with it, but let's not end on a low, let's end on a high. It's getting better, and it's on its way to being restored. So hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to seeing you next week. We'll see you then. Bye.